Hey, it's your boy Rain Hot. Hey, okay. Hey, it's your boy Rain Hot. Hey, stop.
What is up, everybody? It is your boy, the Rain, the Rain Hide, and I am finally back after being gone for so long. And if you're wondering why I look like a mess right now and why my skin is so oily, it's not because I got Vaseline on. It's because Boston decided that for some week it was going to become the surface of the sun, so now everything's hot. But I gotta release a reaction. So today we're here to react to SpongeBob Conspiracy Theory number 4, The Evolutionary Theory by Alex Bale. Now, I've already seen some of his theories before and they're actually really good, so I was like, hey, maybe y'all would enjoy this. So without any further ado, let's see what he got to say. Let's get in. Take my headphones to the video.
Are the Bikini Bottom citizens the result of nuclear radiation?
Probably. Maybe.
Who is Pearl's mother?
I don't know. She probably got
What
8.
is the Krabby Patty's secret formula? These are by far the 3 biggest questions in the show SpongeBob SquarePants. And today I'm going to be answering all 3 of them and more with just one theory.
Yeah, what does that have to do with evolution?
SpongeBob conspiracy you'll ever see. This is the evolution theory.
Okay, I'm down. The evolutionary theory. Alright. Because when you think about it, SpongeBob and them are really weird. Like,
we're back with another SpongeBob conspiracy. Guess I'm the SpongeBob guy now. That's all I make. You guys sure love these SpongeBob theories.
Alex Bale out with another video. The makers of SpongeBob interfere, put in their own message to brainwash you people. Squilliam sends the doctor in. He's not.
This dude literally got tinfoil on his head, and he want to talk about brainwashing people. Is he a troll? He got to be a troll, right?
Really a doctor. He's just trying to infiltrate that little round thing on his head there. Oh my God. Thank God for Alex Bale. Look at that. He's helping me prove my point. You know what?
I don't think he's helping you prove a point, bro.
I love them a little too much. You know, I got other videos, right? I make films and stuff too. Anyone
we should check some of those out. Y'all should tell me if you want me to check those out.
The most popular SpongeBob theory out there is the Bikini Atoll nuclear radiation theory.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's been confirmed that Bikini Bottom is actually beneath a real-life place called Bikini Atoll. From 1946 to 1958, the United States did nuclear tests there, devastating the area and leaving it radioactive even to this day. The theory states that the reason why the citizens of Bikini Bottom can talk and have formed advanced societies is because of mutations caused by these nuclear tests.
Right.
And that's about the whole theory. Even though.
What about y'all remember like New Kelp City? If you've seen the newer episodes of SpongeBob, there's this place called my headphones is doing something weird, called New Kelp City. I wonder if that is also under the same thing, because since they can also talk, so I'm assuming it probably is.
So there's tons and tons of videos about it. None of them actually go in depth with it or really look through the show for evidence. But y'all know that if Alex Bale is making a theory on it, then it's not going to be some baby surface level analysis. I will watch every single episode of SpongeBob. I will read every page of the goddamn Wikipedia.
He really will,
if I'm
though.
making a theory on it, then you guys know it's going to be good.
Facts.
And once I really started looking into this theory, I realized that there is so much more here than anyone thinks.
Really?
Get ready, because today we're going to be solving the biggest mysteries in the history of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Damn, I'm ready for this video because he's gonna solve all the biggest problems and the evolutionary theory, or make his evolution theory.
In order to find out whether the Bikini Atoll theory is true, we first have to determine whether fish talking and being so intelligent is unique to Bikini Bottom, or if that's just the way the SpongeBob universe works. You know, it could just be that all animals in this world
right, because I just brought that up about New Kelp City, because I don't know if that's in Bikini Bottom.
SpongeBob is still just a cartoon. Well, if we take a look at Season 10, Episode 10, Feral Friends, we get a bit of a hint about how the SpongeBob world works. In this episode, a green moon appears and transforms all the characters into less cartoony, real-life versions of themselves.
Interesting. Well, I don't know why that made me laugh.
Just
That's
like
exactly what they would be.
Can't talk and end up trying to eat each other. The first
right,
narrator
pretty
is
much.
watching all this unfold, and he says this very important line.
I have been monitoring the behavior of the green moon all day. It is called Neptune's moon. Every 100 years, it de-evolves everyone in Bikini Bottom into primal fish.
Every 100 years, it de-evolves everyone in Bikini Bottom into primal.
Now, hold up. Wait a minute. It de-evolves them into primal fish. That's a good basis for a theory right there. I'm not gonna lie.
Fish. So this implies that the characters in Bikini Bottom are more evolved and were once like these primal fish.
Right.
But this doesn't prove
I'm
that
following.
the evolution only exists in Bikini Bottom. It
Right.
can still be a worldwide phenomenon. Remember
True.
that bonus DVD clip I found in my television theory? It was about humans studying fish in Bikini Bottom because of their intelligence.
Land-loving scientists have tried to learn the secrets of intelligence.
Land-loving
Their
scientists.
studies led them to the sea, where the citizens of one undersea colony demonstrated a genius so enormous, the scientists felt compelled to record their actions for use in teaching mankind.
Right, because that was
how
in
to
the
live better.
This
the
makes it
TV
sound
theory.
an awful lot like the fish in Bikini Bottom actually are uniquely evolved, and it's not some worldwide phase. Then, in the
Right,
SpongeBob
it
20-year
does.
anniversary special, SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout, we get a major piece of evidence for this theory. SpongeBob and Patrick take a tour.
Oh,
of the
yeah,
surface
this
world,
episode.
eventually
I
go to
like
the
this
fish
episode.
store and see some very realistic, less evolved.
Right. Patrick fell in love with that fish. They had like a whole thing
What
going.
kind of monsters would want to keep fish folk in jail like this? They're so beautiful.
They can't talk back to SpongeBob and Patrick, and they're actually able to swim freely through the water instead of being affected by gravity. They are clearly showing us that both evolved and primitive fish exist in this universe at the same time. Now, sometimes we've seen Bikini Bottom characters represented as realistic fish like this, but only when they're out of water, never
Right.
while they're still in water like these fish. We even see this again in the beginning of the third SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run. The movie opens with a coral reef full of these realistic primal fish, but eventually we get to Bikini Bottom where the more evolved fish live. So there
Oh,
you go.
so it all
Direct proof
changes.
the
Okay,
citizens of
okay.
Bikini Bottom are
Makes-
uniquely
that's
evolved.
weird.
This is a very deliberate world-building choice for the creators to make. So I guess that kind of confirms the Bikini Atoll theory. Theory confirmed.
I mean,
Did it.
kinda.
Well, let's.
'Cause
hold
I
on for a second.
mean-
as much as I'd love to call this theory
I mean,
complete,
it
there's
confirms
actually one
something.
major piece of evidence that gives me some resistance. Something I've never seen anyone else bring up when talking about this theory. Prehistoric Bikini Bottom.
Oh,
We've seen
yeah,
episodes of
right.
UGG or
'Cause in
SB129
Prehistoric,
show
they were
Bikini
like
Bottom
kinda like
millions of years in the
cavemen.
past, but we still see evolved versions of SpongeBob
Right.
and Patrick. Sure, they may not be super intelligent or advanced, but they're still clearly way more evolved than the primitive, realistic versions we see in Feral Friends or in the fish store.
Right.
So, how are we seeing these evolutions millions of years before the Bikini Atoll tests? Well, unfortunately, I think the only conclusion is that the Bikini Atoll theory just isn't true. I mean, clearly something.
Yeah, I mean, with that being considered, it's pretty much just I think that's just the creators like having fun. Like, because I like these theories, but I don't think that like all the theories kind of like, obviously the creators are not really, I don't think all the time they're going this far into stuff. I think people just like take the evidence and just put it together. But it's a fun thought experiment is what I'm saying. But yeah, that's just the creators just like doing shit.
Caused Bikini Bottom citizens to be uniquely evolved, there's no denying that. But whatever caused it took place millions of years ago and couldn't have been the Bikini Atoll nuclear tests. Then
Yeah.
what really caused the evolution? In the entire show, the only
Natural
thing we see that
radiation?
directly affects the evolution of characters is the Green Moon and Feral Friends.
Right. Maybe
The
it's
French
the green
narrator
moon
specifically
like has
calls
like a
it
reverse effect.
Neptune's moon,
It is called Neptune's moon.
named after the ruler of the seven seas, King Neptune.
Oh,
King Neptune is a
okay.
character who's been around since the beginning of the sea. He's a character who the Bikini Bottom citizens view as their god. And
Right.
he's a character who has the ability to change fish into other forms.
Yeah, he does. Oh yeah, the human
King
form.
Neptune used his magic to turn the fish of the sea into more evolved subjects for him to rule over. He's the one who's been behind it all this time. Now, I could spend this entire video talking about King Neptune and his weird continuity and contradictions in the show, but I'll save that for another theory. What I'd much rather talk about are the implications of having evolved and primitive fish coexisting in the sea. Now, we know that this evolution isn't specific to just Bikini Bottom. We've seen different cities and places far across the ocean that still have talking fish.
Right.
Which makes sense.
Which is
because
what I was
marine
talking
life in
about.
Bikini Bottom has evolved to resemble humans, so it's
Right.
no surprise that just like humans, they've expanded beyond Bikini Bottom and colonized other areas of the sea. But
Makes
now,
sense,
I
makes
have an
sense.
interesting question for you. What is the relationship between evolved fish and primitive unevolved fish? Well, they probably just peacefully coexist in the sea without
Yeah,
bothering
'cause,
each other.
I
you know,
mean,
just like real life
maybe?
humans and animals.
No.
Wait a second.
Oh, oh yeah, right. War. Forgot about that. It's this thing that we all do sometimes because we're so smart.
In Season 3, Episode 10, the Krusty Krab training video, there is this hilarious, absurd moment when they're talking about Mr. Krabs.
After the war, Krabs stayed secluded in a deep depression that seemed endless.
Like, what war happened in Bikini Bottom? They just tell us this and then completely drop it. But with
They
this
do.
new context,
For some reason, as a kid, I always imagined that the war that he was in was Nam, like Vietnam. I don't know why. That doesn't make any sense because he's a fish. I mean, he's a crab. But I always saw it as like Vietnam or something.
possible that Krabs fought in a war against these primitive wild fish of the sea. I mean, let's remember in Feral Friends.
Okay, but where's that
evolved fish
evidence
were
though? How do
massive
you
compared
like
to
prove
the
that?
evolved fish, and they immediately started attacking each other.
Right,
Battle
they
for
did.
Survival of the fittest rages on in the animal kingdom.
So yeah, in order for the Bikini Bottom citizens to survive and expand, they would probably break into some kind of war. And from the sounds of it, this war must have been pretty brutal to put Mr. Krabs into such a deep depression. But
Fair
I'm
enough.
getting ahead of myself.
But, like,
Is there
where's the
actually
link,
any
though?
evidence that
That's what
proves
I'm
that
saying.
Mr. Krabs fought him was specifically this evolutionary war.
Right.
Through the few flashbacks we get, we know that Mr. Krabs served in the Navy. And yes, they were sailing ships on an ocean, even though they're already underwater. This is actually a real-life phenomenon where certain parts of the sea can have a higher level of salinity and an underwater ocean. Shout out Miss Parks, my high school marine biology teacher.
I remember
We
learning
also know
about that.
from
That was
maps of
wild. I
Bikini
was
Bottom
like,
that the town is
we
surrounded
got
by
pools
this
of water
underwater
in
ocean.
water.
So that places Mr. Krabs' war outside of Bikini Bottom where this evolutionary war would have to take place. Then if we take a look at Mr. Krabs' home, we see it is full of memorabilia from his past days in the Navy. But hidden within here is something that will absolutely blow your mind and answer one of the biggest questions in the show. Hanging there on his wall is a picture of a massive whale next to a ship. You don't think that could be... No, it can't be. Pearl's mother?
Pearl's madre.
Pearl is Mr. Krabs' whale dog. The show never really explains how Krabs can be the father of a whale, but most people just assume she was adopted. People have been speculating about who Pearl's biological mother is for years, and I think...
Yo, y'all remember I know I keep pausing it. Y'all remember the episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob went to jail and then like there was that whale in there? I remember everybody was talking about how like that was like Pearl's father. I would love for that to be the truth.
I think we finally just found our answer. We see 2 photos of this whale on a ship in Season 3, Episode 9, just 1 episode before we find out Mr. Krabs fought in a war. Since this is among all of Mr. Krabs' Navy stuff,
That's
I
interesting.
think we can assume that this is something he encountered and not just some random picture of a whale on a ship above the ocean.
Right.
The whale is massive compared to the ship. We've seen adult whales in Bikini Bottom before, but they are nothing compared to the size of this whale. This has a much closer resemblance to Pearl when she de-evolved in Feral Friends and became massive. So this has to be an unevolved primitive whale, and the picture clearly shows them fighting. Not only does this prove that there was a war between evolved and primitive fish, but Mr. Krabs definitely fought in it. But this also implies something very dark. Mr. Krabs killed Pearl's mother.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay. There it is. There it is, everybody. Mr. Krabs is a murderer. With the harpoon. The harpoon gun. Dang, man. Ooh, some bold claims here. Some bold claims.
The only direct reference we get in the show to Pearl's mother is one of Mr. Krabs' many sayings, Mother of Pearl.
Mother of Pearl!
He does say that a lot.
Holy Mother of Pearl!
He uses it in places something like "Holy crap" or
Right,
"Dear God,"
yeah.
only saying
Now that I
when
think about
something
it, yeah, that
truly
is
shocking
kind of
or
weird,
terrible
isn't it?
happens, because he knows the terrible thing that happened to Pearl's mother. Why did Mr. Krabs go into such a deep depression after the war? Because he's haunted by what he's done, and the smoking harpoon to prove it is right there on his wall.
The
So,
harpoon!
that leaves us with an important question. Why did he adopt Pearl?
'Cause he
After
felt bad?
Killed her mother, he probably realized
Hey,
he
I've
had
seen
an
that
infant
picture
daughter
before.
who had the evolutionary genes. Instead of leaving her to die, he adopted her as his own, all while keeping the dark secret that he was responsible for her mother's death.
Oh.
Woo! Childhood ruined yet? Well, don't worry. There's still time for this theory to get even worse.
See, that's heavy. I gotta stop. That's heavy. That's really heavy. Because now that he, like, obviously there's some loose ends a little bit on these things and he's making a little bit of assumptions, but like when you just like let him talk, it kind of makes sense. It does.
Now's your chance to remove yourself before things get really dark.
Damn. Too bad I'm glued to my seat. I wish
Still
I was
here?
kidding.
Okay, so here's a fun question. What's the deal with all the pets in Bikini Bottom? How come most fish are basically humans, but a snail or a worm acts like a pet? Well, just like humans have domesticated wild animals, it should be no surprise that evolved fish have domesticated primitive fish as pets.
Makes sense if they're modeled by humans
Bikini Bottom citizens had to go to war with. There's also smaller primitive fish like jellyfish, snails, spirit worms, seahorses, and clams that the Bikini Bottom citizens were able to form a symbiotic relationship with. Aw, and I thought you said this was gonna be the dark part, Alex. They're living peacefully together.
There's still darkness. I'm not falling for that.
Okay, you got me. Here's another fun question. Where do the citizens of Bikini Bottom get their food? I mean, sure, some of it is plant-based, but there sure does seem to be an awful lot of meat-based food under the sea. I think you know
probably the primitive animals.
Primitive fish. It's not cannibalism
Disgusting.
if they're less evolved than you, right? There's no moral dilemma there. In season 3, episode 13,
I mean, like they are less evolved, but they look like you.
When the characters go fishing for primitive clams, this is something completely normal in this world. And then there's the chum bucket, which
a human wouldn't eat a Neanderthal, right? So
chum is literally just ground up fish. The
right,
isn't
literally.
even hiding this. Now, we don't really see too much of the meat harvesting side of Bikini Bottom, and I'm not surprised they're keeping it on the DL, you know, with the whole cannibalism thing.
Right.
But there is one secret to making food that is kept more secret than anything in Bikini Bottom. The best kept secret in the entire show. You already know what I'm going to say. The Krabby Patty secret formula. Throughout the show, there's been lots of contradictory evidence about the Krabby Patty secret formula. In season 4,
even knows
7,
at this
Mr.
point,
Krabs
man?
says it's an old family recipe.
Your mother knows the Krabby Patty formula? Of course she does. It's an old Krabs family recipe.
But in season 5, episode 1, apparently Mr. Krabs discovered it on his own by accidentally mixing random ingredients together.
Wasn't there like a whole episode about like how Plankton and Mr. Krabs as kids had both sides of the formula, but then Mr. Krabs got like the more important part, and then Plankton didn't get the rest? I might be making that up, but I'm pretty sure I remember something like that happening. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, this is it. Just what I'm talking about.
Sometimes it's a secret formula, sometimes it's a book, sometimes it's a secret sauce, and any glimpse we get at the formula is just random nonsense. There is a ton of contradictory evidence out there, but I think this might all be intentional. In order to throw people off, Mr. Krabs has spread misinformation about the Krabby Patty formula. In fact, he's already done this in season 3, episode 18, by hiding a fake formula for Plankton to find that says he's the secret ingredient.
Yeah, that episode was wild.
Freshly ground
Plankton?
Aren't just inside the show. Even one of the Spongebob crew members once said that Krabby Patties are vegetarian and contain no meat. But I've always been a little suspicious about what the creators say.
That's a lie. That's cap.
That they're not allowed to show fish as food, except they clearly do with chum, clam fishing, and many gags. Where
I remember they fried a literal
like they're not allowed
crowd of fish
to publicly acknowledge this because that could create a controversy, but they could still sneak this dark secret into the show.
Right.
So, what is the true secret ingredient? Where does the meat really come from?
No idea.
It's strange. We never really see Mr. Krabs get the meat delivered, or at least go out himself to get it.
True.
It's almost like he has all the meat he needs stockpiled somewhere. What primitive meat can Mr. Krabs have access to? Maybe he's been holding on to something from the war. What could Mr. Krabs have killed during the war that he doesn't want any...
No. Alright, wait. Wait. I'm just gonna let him say it. I feel like I know, but I'm gonna let him say it.
To find out about something big enough to supply him with meat for years without.
No, it couldn't be.
What could that be? You really gonna make me say it?
Yeah.
Mr. Krabs is using Pearl's dead mother's carcass to make Krabby Patties.
No!
We did it! Yeah,
his corpse.
We did it!
Yeah.
So glad. Season 1, episode 15.
Wait, he got evidence?
Mr. Krabs has a dream that
he has
he's
evidence?
on a boat fishing for a massive dollar. This is his memory of killing Pearl's mother. Except now, all he sees her as is money.
Oh, because it's a parallel.
What name he calls the dollar.
What's he doing, Mr. Krabs?
I'm picking Neptune's pocket.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about cold, hard flipping cash. It's the mighty Moby Dollar.
Moby
No.
A direct reference to Moby Dick, a story about hunting a whale. Are you kidding me? And that is the evolution theory. I warned you guys this would be a dark one. The Bikini Atoll theory, King Neptune, Pearl's mother, the Krabby Patty formula. We hit everything in this theory. Even if you don't agree with all of it, you gotta admit a lot of this makes sense. Eugene Krabs' aspirations for money and greed have caused him to do terrible, terrible things. At least his love for Pearl seems to be real, so maybe there's some small amount of good in him. And even though
we already know Mr. Krabs is like borderline sociopath, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, well, sociopath or psychopath? Maybe both, maybe neither. I don't know. He definitely got some problems with a session of money. I mean, he sold SpongeBob for like what, 87 cents? Was that what happened with the Flying Dutchman?
His love for Pearl seems to be real, so maybe there's some small amount of good in him. And even though Pearl's mother probably provides tons of meat, eventually he's gonna run out and he'll have to face what he's done. Well, unless of course there's another whale he has access to. Nope. No,
shut up. Shut the hell up.
Mr. Krabs
don't. He wouldn't.
He loves Pearl.
He wouldn't.
He's raising her for Krabby Patty meat. Even Mr. Krabs isn't that much of a monster.
From every side I've ever seen.
Oh God. No.
I'd gladly give up everything for the money that I've earned.
Huh. Well, alrighty then. That's the end of that theory. Just gonna end it here before there's any more dark plot twists.
Everything.
You guys have been insanely supportive of these SpongeBob theories, so I guess I have to make more. I've been your host, Alex Bale. Thanks for watching.
Oh, we got something at the end here. I remember in the last theory he had something at the end too. It was like this weird thing. But something's coming. And it's coming fast. Just like my dick. No, I'm playing.
Hey. Just want to let you know that I think I'm gonna take a break from the SpongeBob videos for a little bit.
Hell no.
Yes, Alex. Go into the void.
I mean, the videos are great. People love them. It's
no, shut the frick up.
Go back to making.
Hell no, those videos suck ass.
That's what I was saying.
Okay then. Thanks for everything. I guess I'll just see you around.
You're funny.
You were unnoticed and unloved.
Like me.
Now you have millions of views. You have sponsors. Why would you forsake them?
Well, he does make a good argument.
You know, I don't want to really make these videos forever. You know, I don't want to be known as the SpongeBob guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, everything changes. Oh God.
My boy, you really think they will care about your little films?
I care.
I am your muse. I have given
even though I haven't watched them, but shut up.
Knowledge. If you wish to go back to anonymity, then be my guest. But I know who you really are.
Oh yeah, he gave that to him back during the last time. Wow. Wait, is that it? Alright guys, so that's gonna do it for this reaction video. That was honestly quite interesting. I mean, oh God, that was actually quite interesting. So to sum up, basically Neptune turned all these fish into like higher beings, and then Mr. Krabs killed Pearl's mother or mother, I believe, used her body for the secret formula, as Plankton would say. And then has been farming Pearl to make more money. Did I miss anything? I'm pretty sure that's what the gist of this was. And to be honest, it makes a lot of sense. I think this theory is actually really well constructed. I think Alex Bale really does a real good job of like reading everything and finding out the stuff that needs to like make it all congruent. Like I said before, obviously these theories are not meant to, I don't think they're meant to be taken like hella seriously. Like, don't look at this like it's like the dictionary, like it's absolute 100% the definition of what's going on. But it's a good thought experiment. I really like how people make these theories about shows that they love, because it makes you think. It really makes you think. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching the video. Link to the original video will be down in the description. Make sure you go subscribe to Alex Bale. He's doing the best with 220k subscribers. Damn, man, the videos is getting the stuff, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's hot. So make sure you like and subscribe and hit the bell for the posts. Notifications. My socials will also be down in the description as well. I forgot that part. And without anything left to say, take care, everybody.